One, two, three, and...
Okay, so for the second kimono, this is a cowl kaftan kimono. I don't know the name, but yeah, it's you guys are gonna see the result, and you guys are going to understand what it looks like. But I also want to have this as one of my kimonos in my wardrobe, and I'm using 3 yards of fabric right now. But then I did not fold all 3 yards. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for the second one is we're going to fold our fabric into two. And let me bring this into focus so you see that I have folded my fabric into two. So I'm using 3 yards like I said, and this is what I have folded out. Okay, can you see? I feel like some parts are not in focus. Okay, so my fabric here is folded into two. Let me raise it up so you can see. I have folded this fabric into two. So go ahead and fold your fabric into two. You can fold it into 2 equal parts using your 3 yards of fabric. This fabric is silk, but I feel like the intro would have told you guys exactly everything that you need to know. So once you fold your fabric into two, we're going to move into the next step. Okay, so this here is into two, right? Now the next step we're going to do is we're going to fold this into an A shape. And please, in case you don't know what an A shape is, I'm going to show you right now, so you just follow along with me, okay? We're folding this fabric again into two, making it 4 layers of fabric. Watch how I am going to fold the second time. Okay, we've done the first one, and the second time I'm going to go like this. Okay, before I do this, let me pin the fabric down so it does not move. Okay, it is very necessary, and you should also do that if you're using a silky fabric like this. Pin the edges down. And yeah, now watch what I'm going to do. I'm gonna go from this close edge here, and I'll fold this like this. See, I'm not folding it straight, I'm folding this into an A shape. Okay, I hope you saw that. Let me bring it into focus. So I hope you saw this. Please looky. You don't need here to be equal. You don't need it. Okay. We just need this A shape, this triangle, or yeah, this A shape. Practically how you do like your A line. I've done an A line like this before, an old video though. So we see the shape. Here is smaller. Here is smaller. Here is bigger. And you can see that it does not matches. Okay, here does not match. Here too, you can see it coming out. So fold your fabric into the second two like this. God, I want to catch my breath. I'm panting. Okay, so back to what I'm saying. Make sure you have like a longer side and a shorter side. Okay, so how do you know what here needs to be and what here needs to be? I'm going to show you right now. At this point here, make sure that whatever width you have here is up to your round hip divided by 4 plus 5 to 6 inches, okay, or 4 to 5 inches. So I'm going to place my tape and come in, and I have 17.5. My round hip is 11. That's let's say 44 divided by 4. I'm supposed to be using 43, but I feel like I am 44 by this morning when I checked. Anyways, let me know the weight. So my round hip is 11 inches. 44 inches divided by 4 gives you 11. So I have extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have extra 6 inches to this. Okay, so that is the width of this part. Okay, once you are done folding into 4, make sure you have your round hip divided by 4 plus extra 5 to 6 inches on it. And to this other side, that is the longer side, we're going to make sure that we have our sleeve length. Okay, so our sleeve length with extra inches for our sleeve opening. So looking at this, 24 is okay. I think I'm okay with this. This is okay. Okay, so I have 24 inches as the width of this, and I'm going to be using here as both my neckline and my neckline and sleeves. I'm going to sit on my shoulder. Okay, so make sure you have that done. Make sure you have that correctly done, because this kimono, the main thing about the kimono is the folding. Okay, the folding is the main thing. The rest is just easy. Okay, so once you get the folding, you've got your kimono. All right, so I'm just going to quickly adjust a little bit. Okay, I want to see what I get next. 23. Okay, so once we have all this sorted out, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this out. We're going to cut it out and impute the neck measurement, and I'm going to be telling you which is which. Okay, so we're just going to cut it out first. This is practically what I have. Okay, here is longer and here is shorter. So what I'm going to be doing next is I'm going to be imputing my neck measurements, and this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to mark my neck width on both fabrics. Okay, this is going to be the back. Where you have the closed edge here is going to be for the back, and where we have the open edge here is going to be for my front, because the front is open. This is a kimono. You always have your front open in a kimono, right? So we already have the front open here, and the two of them is here, and this is going to be the back, and this is where our hand and our sleeve will be sitting. Okay, so before I put in where my, like before I mark where the hand is going to stop, what I will do first, okay, is mark my neck width, and the neck width I'll be using is 3.5 inch. So I'll be marking it together, front and back. I'll be marking 3.5 inch here, and for the back neck depth I'll be using 1 inch. So I'll mark 1 inch down and I'll connect it. So this is a blue marker or a blue chalk. You guys should be seeing what I'm doing correctly, so it should be clear. On both fabrics, on the 4 fabrics, this is 4, I marked my neck width of 3.5 and the neck depth of 1 inch, and I'm going to cut on both fabric before I cut out my front. Okay, so I'm just going to cut the both of them. I'm supposed to connect before I cut, but I'm forming a pro, and this is supposed to be a beginner friendly. So what you should do if you're a beginner, use your curve to connect this. Okay, this thing I just did here, use your curve ruler to connect your neck depth to your neck width and cut it. So now I'm going to mark how long my sleeve will be and then how much allowance I'll have on my hand out, like what will be the remaining thing out that my hand can come out of. So I'll mark 14 from my neck here. This is the high neck here, the high shoulder too, sorry, high neck or high shoulder, this is it. So here I'll place, that's my neck width. I'll mark 14 inches in, and I'll make a notch. Where's my chalk? I'll place a mark first and then make a notch. So this is where I'm going to stop when I'm sewing for my sleeves. Okay, you guys are going to see, it's going to make sense. So now that I have my back done, I'll take it out, and this is the front. Now, you know we cannot make our kimono with the front looking like this, right? So we have to blend from here, we have to blend it in here, and we're going to do that together. We're going to blend from the neck width, we're just going to blend it down. So before I get down, let me just mark 13 or 14 inches down. I'm just putting this measurement, it's not really a thing. Okay, I'm marking 14 inches down. So what we're practically trying to do is blend from here to that point so that we don't have a crooked looking neckline. So we're just going to be blending it, so it doesn't look crooked. Okay, so what I just practically did is, see, so I'm going to cut this out, but it's not looking straight yet. It's supposed to be straight. Let me cut it out. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to avoid leaving the neck like this. Okay, I'm trying to avoid having the neck look like this. Okay, so if this is here, it's going to be somehow when you make the kimono and you're sewing, it's going to be somehow like you're sewing this in. It's going to be somehow, so we're just going to adjust from here. Okay, so now this is it. So when we attach the back to this, and then before we attach the back to this, we're going to fold this, right, and then attach the back to it. You guys, it's going to make sense once we're done. Okay, so practically when we're done sewing, this is what we will have. Okay, so what we're going to sew is, we're going to sew, this is the notch we had for the arm, for the sleeves, right? So we're going to sew from here, from that notch in to the neckline here. We'll do the same from here into that notch. We'll stop at the notch. Okay, the notch we made for, I just left about 6 inches from here to here for my sleeve opening. You're going to see. Okay, so when we sew from here to here, leaving this point here open, the hand can come out from here. Okay, this is 6 inches for me, and this is 6 inches to here. Okay, so this is what we're going to have. You can see that the length is not equal. It doesn't matter. This is what the the kimono is all about. Okay, it is all about things not being equal. But I hope you understand how we got to this point. I told you that the whole thing was in the folding and in the cutting, and the joining is just so easy. So the side, there is no sewing on the side. All we're going to sew here is up from here to the notch, leaving here the same thing, leaving the 6 inches for the sleeve opening. And I'm going to take this to the weavers for them to weave all the neckline, including this place like this, to the length, and I'll hem. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do on this opening here. I'm going to be hemming. So you see why the front was open and the back was closed. This is the back inside with the neck, and I hope you understand. The next thing we have to do is sew. Okay, so let me show you guys how I sewed my kimono together. I'm going to start sewing from the shoulder, okay, from the neck to the shoulder, the neck width to the shoulder, and then I'm going to stop here where I have the sleeves opening. Let me walk you through the process. Now this here is the neck width, the front and the back together. I had to pin them down first. So this is the front, the open side is the front. So I'm going to place the front neck width to the back neck width like this, and then sew by 0.5 inch. Now look at the place that I am sewing. Okay, I am sewing on the shoulder from the neck width to where we have the sleeves opening, and I'm just going to stop, and I'm doing this by 0.5 inch. Now while I was making this kimono, I forgot to mention to you guys that you can actually use this particular method to make the trendy boo-boo dress. Okay, there's a boo-boo dress that is trending right now, and a lot of people seems to be interested in having it. And yeah, you can also make that boo-boo dress following this particular procedure. Are we doing surgery? Following this particular process, you can also make that trendy boo-boo dress. All you have to do is just, once you're done doing all this process, go ahead and close in your front opening and you have a dress. Okay, now see where I stopped, right? I stopped here. Now you guys, I forgot to tell you that I decided to make the sleeves opening more than 6. I decided to use 8 inches as the sleeves opening. Okay, so that place where we have the opening for the sleeves, where we created a notch, I decided to use 8 inches instead of 6, because when I tried 6, it was too tight. Like, I used my pins to try out that 6 and it was too tight on my arm, so I decided to make it 8. Okay, that's why I'm marking the new point here, 8, and this is where I'm going to stop sewing. Okay, so let's go sew from the neck width here. Okay, join the neck width together and sew by 1/2 inch and stop on that point I just made now, the 8 inches. Okay, that is what I did, and that is how I was able to close my kimono. Now you guys, this is the only sewing you have to do. You see, this is the only sewing you have to do for this kimono. Like I said from the beginning of the video, this particular kimono, the whole process is on the folding. Okay, once you're able to fold it how you're meant to fold it and mark out your neck width and make your sleeve opening, you are done. Okay, the next thing you do is just to sew this particular place that I'm sewing right now, and you're done. That is how easy it is to make this kimono. Now this is like a beginner's project because there is not too much stuff done on this. Once you understand how to fold your fabric and mark the measurements, all you're doing for the joining is just sew here. That's what I'm trying to say. You're just sewing here. Stop at the point where you have the sleeve opening and you are done, Charlie. You are practically done with the kimono. You can go hem, you know, weave it first, hem it, and sell this as a ready to wear collection. I'll be ready to wear outfit. Okay, so I am done. This is the opening for the sleeves, like I kept saying since. Okay, this is the opening. Let me show you how it looks. Okay, so this is where my hand is going to fit in, and all you have to do, in case you don't want to weave, you don't have time or you don't have money to weave, just go ahead and double fold this like this and stitch on it. Okay, and you're going to have a clean finish on the front side. Okay, so this you're doing here, you can also do it on the front opening. Where you have your front opening, you can just fold twice okay, like this, fold twice and hem. Okay, so you can do this on the front opening or your neckline and the length. You're done. Let me show you what I did for my own finishing. Okay, so I'm like excited to share this with you. So I went ahead to weave this. I took this to the weavers, not the weavers, my friend helped me to weave this. So once she was done weaving it, the next thing I needed to do was use my hemming gum to hem all sides, all open sides, and all the open side are the front opening, the neck, back neckline, the sleeves, and also that's the sleeve opening and also the length. Those are the places that I used my hemming gum to, you know, hem, and I was practically done with my kimono. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed making this kimono with me. This is really easy. Now, in case you want to make your own as a boo dress and you're still confused, just say something on the comment section and I'm just going to put you through. Okay, so you can decide to make a kimono out of this process or make your boo dress out of it. Okay, it is up to you. But yeah, I have done my own part. I have shared how I made mine, and I hope you're able to learn one or two things from it. Okay, so don't forget to like this video and help me share and subscribe. If you're new, come and join my beautiful and wonderful family, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next 2 kimonos to come. I love you guys so much, amazing creatives. Bye bye for now.